Hey, welcome to episode 50 of the GunWriterTV.
All right.
We're here at Gunsmith Gallery, along with Gunsmith, who you put Gunsmith in Gunsmith Gallery, Alden Talcott.
Yep.
How long you been a smith?
I've been doing it for about 6 years now.
And you got your training at the Harvard of gunsmithing schools, didn't you?
Colorado School of Trades. It's been around since 1947.
Wow.
It's one of the premier schools, but it's also one of the standalone schools. So it's just gunsmithing. No reading, writing, or arithmetic.
I was so excited when I first met Alden because it was like the first gunsmith I ever met that actually went to school.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when he came around, when they were opening up down in Nokomis, when you first opened up, I was like, oh, goody, we got a real gunsmith in the area.
We do.
Yeah.
And, I mean, most of the older smiths never went to school, did they?
There's a lot of apprenticeships. You'll find that pretty much everywhere in the United States.
Right.
But apprenticeship is just something I wasn't interested in. I really wanted to learn how to machine and do some of the other things that you may not get to cover as an apprentice.
Well, they sure hooked you up with the tools here.
Yeah. We've got a semi-full machine shop. We've got lathe, mill. We've got grinders. Sander, just about everything that I need.
And I have to disclose that you worked on one of my AKs, and the thing right now is run like a frickin' sewing machine. I'm very appreciated.
They're pretty simple.
Yeah, they are.
Just like a sewing machine.
Just like a sewing machine.
So today we're talking about what the first thing that everybody who buys a defensive pistol does.
First thing, number one upgrade that we see is definitely night sights. The first thing that people upgrade is the way that they enact with the target. Most of the factory sights are either white dots and little front sight, little notch, 3 white dots, black target, everything goes great.
Yeah.
In this area particularly, we have a number of older shooters.
We do?
So they really just need a little bit of help.
Sure.
And most of the night sights, because of the white and the luminescence of the tritium or the phosphorescent paint, it just gives you the contrast that you need. Green and black don't meld together.
Right.
White and black do.
Right.
So.
And TrueGlow puts out a nice little handy
TrueGlow puts out some really great sights. They put out fiber optic and tritium sights, including TFOs and TFXs, which are tritium and fiber optic.
Love that.
So you've got the tritium vial in the front, and then you've got the fiber optic at the rear, and they're slots cut for gathering light, and it really does give you a much better sight picture. It just stands out. And even in the daytime, it's a big help. The indoor ranges, lighting's not the best.
No.
So these definitely help. And, first thing that people do.
It's a brand I run on my Glock every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every Glock has one of those that I own.
What other options do we have available?
We've got sights from, there are maybe 20 manufacturers or so right now.
Really?
You've got Meprolite. Meprolite's one of the old standbys. They do tritium with a white ring around them. There are some contrast sights that they've got. I think they've got one that's got yellow or orange on the front. And then they've also got just the front illumination and then a U-notch at the rear.
Okay.
So that's new. You've got Dead Ringer. Dead Ringer's a relatively new sight company. Their first products that they put out were those snake eyes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a combat sight for your pistol.
I have that on my Glock 21.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Give you a big ring to focus on. Just out of stock of those right now. But again, you've got tritium, and then you've got a white ring around them. So these are good. You've got a Mariglow. Again, tritium with a white outline. It glows pretty good. So, I mean, really what you're seeing is just the tritium on most things, but TrueGlow is definitely the one that we get the most of, and that's because of the fiber optic advantage.
Right,
so.
Right. And that's a hell of a lot more. The eye picks it up quicker than just the tritium.
Right.
Okay. How rugged are these?
Haven't had a single one that's really had an issue. Occasionally you'll get somebody who will clean their gun with acetone, or they'll use Hoppy's number 9 on the exterior of the gun. It's really not made for that. Hoppy's is a bore solvent, and it's got some corrosive stuff in it that will eat up the glue, the paint. It'll dull down your fiber optics.
So keep that in mind. Hoppy's is for the bore only.
Hoppy's is
number
a bore
9,
cleaner.
Yeah.
So
You know, the stuff that smells really good.
I love the smell of
I
hobby.
put it behind the ear.
Everybody's got cologne.
So I buy a pair of sights. How much does it cost to get them installed?
If you buy the sights from us, we install them for free. It's typically same day. If I'm really backed up on the bench, we might have your gun for a day or two. But we try and do that same day service just on the sights.
What about guys who think, well, I can put these in myself?
You can.
Yeah.
I fix a lot of those.
I bet you do. Do they have a lot of marks and chips in them?
Lots of marks. Some people don't understand that you don't have to whack it.
Yeah.
You're just tapping them out. Even if they're in there really, really tight, you just have to tap it out.
And like anything having to do with the defensive handgun or defensive carbine, best to have a professional put them in.
Yep. Usually what we do is we go ahead and we ask you first if the sights are already on. If it's a new gun, we recommend that you go shoot it first.
Okay.
And then you'll actually appreciate the sight upgrade a lot more. But typically what we get are, most sights are dead on from the factory. And all we're doing is we're moving the new replacement sights to exactly where the factory originals were. So
You getting a lot of requests for optics, little hollow sights put on?
a lot of the competitive shooters are going to that. They're
What about
doing
on
micro
defensive
red
guns?
dots. Not so much on the defensive handguns. I think I've seen 2 or 3 guys that are rocking a rig like that.
I think that's the next thing.
It's definitely coming. The sights are getting much tougher,
Yeah.
and you're also getting better value on the market now.
They're getting smaller, too.
Yeah, they used to
Yeah.
be $600, and now there's some viable options out there for $200. So the price has
Vortex.
definitely come down.
The
The
Vortex
Vortex
are
has
nice.
come
Burris
out. The
Fastfire.
Burris Fastfire, Fastfire 3. You've got several options on the market.
And those will mount on the pistol, right in the traditional sights slot, right?
Pretty much on the same plane. There are some issues with like the adapters that go
Right.
on that sit on the top of the slide. Instead of the slide being milled out, you're just replacing the rear sight, and there's a saddle mount that goes on top. And the number one issue that we find with that is basically people have to fish for the dot.
Yeah.
Because it's off the regular sight plane, it's not in line with your hand, it's not what you're used to. So it takes a lot of training just to get used to where that dot is.
Well, any change to a pistol, you have to put some range time in.
Right.
To get comfy with
Even
it.
the trigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks, brother.
Not a problem.
And we will be back.
Alden,
All right.
always good to have you, man.
Good to have you here.
God bless, long live the Republic, and keep your powder dry.